what are some common misconceptions in pest control customer service that you work to correct through your training?
One of the common misconceptions I feel like is when it comes to like sales and customer service. I think that even as a young customer service rep, it kind of feels like when your organization kind of charges you with the responsibility of maybe presenting service programs. Whether I see a customer that has a general pest control program and I should be mentioning an accelerated opportunity to upgrade that includes maybe, termite coverage or something else. I think a lot of the times we feel like it's used car sales. We don't want to do it. You don't want to kind of sell someone something. And for me, again, as a young CSR, and what we try to instill in our training is that it's actually not. It's more presenting need-based solutions. And when you look at it from that aspect, right, that there's a need and you have a solution and all you're doing is kind of making that recommendation the same as you would to any friend that called you for advice, it really helps change the way that you think about it.
That's interesting. A need-based solution. I don't know that I've heard that term before, but it helps you reposition the way you think about yourself as, like you said, rather than a car salesman, almost like an educator, right? Like you're just there to present the options and to make it clear the value of those options. And you don't need to be there you're not pushing something onto someone that they don't want, right? At the end of the day, they can say no and they can say it's not for me or not right now. So I really like that positioning, and I'll bet that way of thinking about it would help a lot of people who otherwise are really turned off by the idea of having their, CSRs be that pushy salesperson type.
Yeah, and even for the CSR again presenting it, you always kind of think like you don't want to have to sell someone something, and it's not like that. We love giving advice by nature. If my girlfriend calls me up and says this is what she has going on, I'm asking all the questions to get all the, information, and then I'm saying at the end of it, well, this is what I would do. And that's kind of what to me pest control, feels like. It's not, kind of again used car sales. It's somebody calling saying I have this roach problem, and you're asking questions like how long you've been seeing the activity and where you're seeing the activity. And then, at the end you say, well, this is what I would recommend. Right. And usually programs are, ongoing services because they mean the right service for that type of pest, right? Multiple service visits might be needed to, whatever. Or, there might be one-time services. And that's kind of like how a conversation feels when you're talking to a friend. Like you could do this or you could do that. If I were you, this is what I would do. But if you don't want to do that, then ultimately it's their decision, right? Financial restraints or, scheduling issues. Like ultimately they don't have to take your advice, but you most likely want to give it in an educated way.